You know what's funny and sad at the same time? Everywhere I look online, I see the same outfit: gray trousers, beige sweater, white sneakers, or black blazer, white tee, blue jeans. It's like someone copied and pasted the same person across every piece of fashion content all over the internet. I don't think these women are copying each other by accident. They are doing it on purpose. They've all subscribed to the same idea, the neutral capsule wardrobe. And if you dig into why this happens, you will find something way more interesting than all neutrals are easy. This is Style Shifter, the podcast where we explore the past, present, and future of the choices we make about what we wear. I'm Daria, and every week we dive into personal style, shopping habits, and the way fashion shapes our lives. Today we are talking about why so many smart, creative women have willingly given themselves over to the beige army. We will look at where this whole thing started, what's actually happening in your brain when you stand in front of your closet, what the neutral color palette trend really is about, and why I think color and personality can coexist with simplicity. Let's get into it. So first, let's look to the past and talk history. Because the capsule wardrobe didn't start as a Pinterest image. It started in the 1970s in London with a woman named Susie Faw. Susie ran a boutique called Wardrobe. She watched women in the 70s buy tons of cheap, trendy stuff that fell apart or went out of style in 6 months. And she thought, isn't this exhausting? What if instead of chasing trends, women had a small collection of high quality, interchangeable pieces that just worked? Her vision was radical: a jacket, a skirt, trousers, a blouse, a sweater, a coat. That's it. Everything matched, everything lasted, and you could get dressed in 2 minutes and look polished. Susie wasn't trying to make women boring. She was trying to give them power. She understood that in male-dominated workplaces, women needed to fit in. They needed to look professional, confident, put together, without spending hours thinking about it every morning. She wanted women to dress with the same ease as men. Men had suits. They had uniforms. They weren't paralyzed by choice every morning. Why should women be? Then in 1985, Donna Karan took this idea mainstream with her 7 Easy Pieces collection. She literally built an entire wardrobe around a black bodysuit. The idea was, you don't have to think. You just grab pieces and go. I will link this collection in the episode notes, so make sure to check it out. But just to make it clear, her capsule was far from looking basic. It was gorgeous, unique, and at the same time very wearable. So when people say the capsule wardrobe is boring, they are missing the point. It was designed to be boring, because boring meant freedom. Boring meant not wasting mental energy on what to wear, so you could focus on what you were saying in the boardroom. That's the origin story, and I love it. It's basically a feminist strategy disguised as fashion advice. Okay, so why did this idea stick around? Why are women still doing this 50 years later? Because our brains are tired. There is this concept called decision fatigue. It was researched by a psychologist named Roy Baumeister. And here is the basic idea. Every decision you make throughout the day drains a little bit of your mental energy. And get this, studies estimate that we make over 35 decisions about clothing before 8 a.m. 35! What to wear, which shoes, which bag, does this match, is this appropriate, does this fit right, should I change, maybe the other thing, wait no, back to the first thing. By the time you get to work, you've already used up a chunk of your willpower just getting dressed. There is another concept called the paradox of choice. A psychologist named Beige wrote about this. He said that having options is good, but having too many options makes us anxious and paralyzed. There is this famous study called the jam experiment. Researchers set up two displays at a grocery store. One had 24 types of jam, the other had only 6. Way more people stopped to look at the 24 jam display, but only 3% of them actually bought anything. Meanwhile, 30% of people who saw the 6 jam display made a purchase. So too many choices overwhelm us. We freeze, we second guess, we walk away. Sound familiar? You open your closet, see 100 things, and you think, I have nothing to wear. But when you have a capsule wardrobe, let's say only 30 pieces, all coordinated, suddenly you can see what you have. You can grab something in 15 seconds. You don't have to think. Your brain gets to save that decision-making energy for things that actually matter, like your work, your relationships, your actual life. That's what's happening psychologically. The capsule wardrobe isn't about a lack of creativity or a lack of clothes. It's about managing cognitive load in a world that demands way too much from us. So far, a capsule wardrobe seems like an amazing concept. It solves decision fatigue, it's rooted in feminist history, but there is something else going on here too. Why is it only made out of neutral colors and basic items specifically? Because you could build a capsule wardrobe in any color palette. You can do it in jewel tones, you can do it in pastels, you can do it in navy and burgundy. But the trend isn't build a small coordinated wardrobe. The trend is build a small coordinated wardrobe in beige, cream, gray, white, brown, and black. So why those colors specifically? The answer is quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is a status signal. It's when wealthy people wear expensive clothes that don't have logos. No big Gucci belt, no Chanel bag with a giant CC logo, just a beige cashmere sweater, tailored trousers, and leather loafers. Everything looks simple. Everything is wildly expensive. So when the neutral capsule wardrobe became a trend, it wasn't just about simplicity. It was about mimicking the wardrobe of wealthy people. It's the if you know approach to dressing. People who can afford a $650 t-shirt from the row recognize it on someone else. That's the appeal. It signals wealth without being obvious about it. Now I want to tell you something from my own experience working with wealthy clients. For 15 years, I was a luxury personal shopper. I worked with people who could spend 20,000 euros on a single shopping trip. And you know what? They didn't actually wear neutral basics to work or social events. They wore them only when they traveled or as loungewear. But to important meetings, to social events, they were original designers, custom made clothes, things with interesting details, beautiful colors, unique silhouettes, the best materials. Because when you can actually afford original design and custom tailoring, why would you wear a plain black sweater and gray trousers? That just doesn't make any sense. The neutral capsule wardrobe checklist is what people who can't afford designer clothes use to look polished. It works, it does. But it works in the sense that there is nothing remarkable to say about your style. Yes, black jeans and a gray sweater is acceptable, but no one looks at that outfit and thinks, wow, she has amazing taste. Also, it's possible that whoever is using these neutral capsule wardrobe checklists is trying to cover up their lack of taste. That sounds harsh, but hear me out. Fashion taste is something you develop by being interested in fashion history, design, editorial photography. It's a skill. And if you haven't developed that skill yet, a neutral checklist gives you a shortcut. It guarantees you will not look bad. But it also guarantees you will not look interesting and not even close to looking rich. The neutral aesthetic of a capsule wardrobe has been packaged and sold as aspirational precisely because it mimics a certain type of wealth and good taste. And brands know this. They market neutral basics as investment pieces and timeless staples because it makes you feel like you are buying into a lifestyle. Unfortunately, the reality is that cheap neutrals look cheap. The whole aesthetic only works if you can afford quality fabrics and well constructed design. And that's why when I work with real women trying to dress well, I don't push them toward beige. Because personal style, real personal style, is about expressing who you are. It's about standing out while being dressed appropriately for the occasion. Those distinct details provide more than superficial fashion trends. They are how people notice you, remember you, and eventually take interest in what you're saying. Looking the same as everyone else doesn't do that. A neutral capsule wardrobe is a tool. It can solve specific problems, but it's not the same thing as having personal style. And you don't need to dress like everyone else or mimic wealth you don't have to have a wardrobe that works. So, what's the solution? Hey style shifters! Ever wondered what it's like to wake up every day excited about what to wear? Thousands of women have done it with Wonder Wardrobe Studio Plus. It's your go-to resource for outfit ideas, styling techniques, and personal guidance, all in a convenient mobile app. With interactive features, a supportive community, and access to my expertise as a stylist, Wonder Wardrobe Studio Plus makes getting dressed simple and enjoyable. Ready to love every outfit you own? Start today at wonder-wardrobe.com. If the neutral capsule is too boring, but the overstuffed closet is too stressful, what is the middle ground? The answer lies in how artists work. It's called creative limitation. If you give a designer a blank page and no rules, they might struggle. But if you give them a specific set of colors and a specific goal, they become incredibly creative. The problem with the standard capsule wardrobe isn't that it has limits. It's that the limits are too narrow and focused on the wrong things. They focus on basics instead of diverse, playful styling. Most checklists ignore things like silhouette, depth, and how fabrics interact. A white t-shirt and blue jeans is a combo, yes, but it isn't necessarily your best outfit. To move past the neutral basic mask, we have to stop looking for a list of items and start looking for a system of rules. This logic is exactly why I created the Wonder Wardrobe method. I didn't want to give people another shopping list. I wanted to give them a creative system. I'm not selling you a checklist of specific basics. I'm showing you the principles of how to make a small wardrobe feel exciting. How to use pieces that bridge different colors and patterns, how to use texture to create depth, how to play with proportion to make simple outfits look intentional, how to use your best colors, not someone else's. And the result? A wardrobe where you can create 100 outfits from 30 items. But none of those outfits look the same. None of them look like everyone else. That's creative minimalism. That's the alternative to the neutral capsule wardrobe. I honestly believe you shouldn't have to choose between simplicity and self-expression. You shouldn't have to look like everyone else just to make getting dressed easier. You can have both. If you are enjoying these behind the scenes stories and reflections on style, identity, and shopping, would you take a moment to rate and review the podcast on Spotify or Apple? Your review helps other women find our community and join these important conversations about conscious style choices and thoughtful wardrobes. Plus, hearing your thoughts helps me create episodes that really matter to you. It only takes a minute, but it makes a huge difference. Before you go, I want to leave you with 4 thoughts. 1. The neutral capsule wardrobe started as a feminist tool in the 1970s. Susie Ford and Donna Karan wanted women to dress with the same ease and authority as men. It was never about being boring, it was about having power. 2. The reason it's still popular is decision fatigue and the paradox of choice. Our brains are overwhelmed by too many options. A small, coordinated wardrobe saves mental energy for things that actually matter. 3. And the uncomfortable part. The neutral aesthetic isn't just about simplicity. It's mimicking quiet luxury and signaling wealth. And from my own experience working with truly wealthy clients, they don't actually wear beige basics to important events. They wear color, custom design, unique pieces. The neutral checklist is a shortcut that guarantees you will not look bad, but it also guarantees you will not look interesting. And 4. A small wardrobe doesn't have to mean no color or personality. You can build something fully interchangeable that still feels like you. So, if you've been feeling like the only way to simplify is to erase yourself, I'm here to tell you that's not true. You can have ease without uniformity. You can have simplicity without sameness. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Let me know on the Wonder Wardrobe app, Spotify, or YouTube. Or perhaps you have style questions you would like answered. I would love to hear from you. Just head to wonder-wardrobe.com/ask and record your question. You might hear your question answered right here on the next episode. As always, I'm Daria, your guide into conscious style shifting. See you on our next styling adventure.